So we have grown to have a lot of empathy and sympathy for women, right? We have a lot of influential ladies in the past, and her mother being one of the greatest, I believe, right? Most of the time, even when you're younger, you can see a lot of the times we used to see the male or mother and father arguing together, and we usually tends to take the mother's side. But why do we always drawn to the mother's side? Tell me. And even today, we seem to be drawn towards the woman's side. Why are we always drawn towards the woman's sides whenever there's any conflict between a male and a female? Guys, think about that seriously. Look at the idea of truth and facts. We're trying to come to a conclusion as to who's right and wrong. But when it comes to the woman, it seems like women and the male conflict, it seems like we don't even care about who's right and wrong anymore. Automatically, we're drawn towards the woman's side. And one of the reasons why we do that is this, that, we're always looking at the male as the dominant one, the bully. Doesn't matter what the woman has done, because we never seem to even care to even address that side or to even look into that side. That, hey, maybe my father was not always wrong. He seemed to be the dominant one, seemed to always be the one who's under control, because the ladies always seem to be the one who's possibly losing in this argument, right? Or the one who might be crying, or she's the one who's playing the victim. The ladies tend to try to play the victim. They're better at playing victim than men, right? But now you grow up as men, you're having some of those same conflict in your relationship and in your marriages. And they realize that, hey, maybe my dad was not always wrong. Maybe my mother had done something to my dad and I didn't even question it when I was younger. Right? Maybe my dad was just defending himself. We don't know. We never question it. Maybe my mother was just playing the victim to get away with something. Right? And we have that same trust today. We see a male and a female, get into any kind of any kind of issues on the streets, in the malls, outside of our home, and automatically everyone seems like they want to jump on the male, crush the male, and takes the female's side. Guys, there's some form of psychosis, mental psychosis, where we're not being fed with reality properly. Our reality has been skewed by someone or something. Right? We never even thought about that. How many of us have even thought about that? Why automatically assume that the male was wrong? Why automatically assume your dad was the reason for all of these problems and issues? Even you listen to most females talk nowadays, or males or adults, they were like, hey, well, I feel this way about my mother, sympathy, empathy. Oh, my mother, this, and caring for the mother. And you rarely hear him talk much about the father, as if the father don't care. The father can survive on their own. The father is a bad guy all the time. He's a tough monster, right? Right? Most of the time, you turn him out to be the monster. And as an adult, you can even see for most of you men who have been through a bad breakup, have baby mamas and stuff around, you realize that possibly the mother is trying to paint the father as a monster, right? So we grew up thinking that the father was always a monster. But now you come to some form of understanding and realize the right, say, hey, that's not true. Father was not a monster. Mother was trying to make him seem like he's a monster, while all her bad stuff was being thrown under the rug. all her need for revenge and jealousy and the need to survive and the need to create issues, right? All of it was just not looked at, right? But the male, it always seems like we're trying to dig into his issues, but we don't dig into the female issues. Lots of brainwashing stuff goes on in that direction, right? So just think about it, guys. Think about what it's, and think deeper. You know, try to find some form of you know, try to find a mind of unbiasedness and try to look at both sides, not just mama's side.